Let's continue with genitive. I will give you new meanings of the genitive, but remember, the word put in genitive is also always answering two questions, one of the two questions, of whom and of what. So, кого, чего. Кого, чего. Кого, чего. Written кого or чего, pronounced кого, чего. So we already got the meaning of possession. If something expresses the possession, so the word needs to be put in the genitive. So, машина мамы. Машина мамы. Мамы. So, mama is mother and машина мамы, the car of the mother. So, we can ask also the question, кого машина? Whose car? We can also ask to the word мамы, кого мамы, of whose, of mother. Right now you need to understand from the point of view of the topic, of the context of the discussion. So if we try to express possession, we need to put noun in the genitive. So машина here is put in a nominative case, the way it is presented in the dictionary. Машина. Машина мамы. Car of whom? Car of mother. Second meaning we learned is the answer to the questions чей, чья, чье, and чьи. Чей, чья, чье, and чьи. Basically whose for masculine, feminine, neutral, and the plural. Actually also expressing the possession, because if it answers the question whose, it is a possession. So, and the examples, I will give you a new one. Президент России. Президент России. России. Президент России. The president of Russia. Of what? Of Russia. So, чего? России. Президент России. And the power of president would be власть президента. Власть президента. Президента. So, чья власть? Власть is feminine. So, power is feminine. So, we need to ask чья власть using the feminine form of the question word whose. This is the masculine and the neutral and the plural. So, чья власть? Власть президента. But президента, the word in the genitive here of the president, answers technically the question кого? Of whom? Of president. Власть президента. The third meaning is the new. The third meaning is we put in the genitive the nouns which will express the measures or the quantities of nouns after words few or a lot or many. So the words are, we haven't learned them so far, but it is a good time to start learning them. Несколько is few. Несколько. Несколько. With the emphasis on ye. Несколько. Few. Много is a lot. Много. A lot. Много. With the emphasis on o. Много. Немного. Немного. Немного got also a meaning few, like несколько, but also not many. Немного. Not many and few. And мало. Мало. Мало is little. So, the example in this case would be немного денег. Немного Много денег. Денег. So, not much money. Not much money. Or мало денег. Little money. Мало денег. Много денег. A lot of money. Много денег. Lot of money. Несколько we cannot use with денег. This is a separate topic and we need to learn it. But for now we cannot really use it with money. So, немного денег. A little or not much of money. Мало денег. A little of money. And много денег. A lot of money. So, and денег comes from деньги. 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 Деньги is money, and this is a nominative form of the word, of the noun деньги. So, and деньги will become денег in the genitive. So, the ending is changing here. Денег answers down to line if we would ask the question of what? We would answer денег. It's difficult to understand, to grasp this information right now, but if you want to trespass, if you want to have a shortcut over the meanings, so if you understand that you can put the word in as the answer of the questions of what and of whom, then you are using genitive. So in this case, if you cannot understand this, you need to take it as the meaning. So write down the third meaning as the quantity or measure of the noun after words несколько, много, немного, мало. Несколько is not much, few. Много is a lot. Немного, not much. Много is much. Немного is not much. In general, if you got a не before the word, starting the word, it means negative of the word. So, много is much. Немного, not much. And мало, a little. And let's take an example with несколько. Несколько книг. Несколько книг. Книг. So, few books. Few books. Чего? Книг. Of what? Of books. So, few of books. Несколько книг. So, this is the connection to the general two questions. Кого, чего? Of the genitive. Несколько книг. Let's read them again. Несколько, few, много, a lot, немного, not much, много, немного, мало, a little. How would you say few books? Few books. Несколько книг. How would you say a little of books? Мало книг. And a lot of books? Много книг. Why are we able to use книг like this? Because it's already in the genitive. If it's in the genitive, we can use it, we can interchange them between each other. Книг, and the nominative case of book would be книга. Книга. So, книга in genitive becomes книг. The fourth meaning is absence or a lack of, absolute absence of something. So, for example, никаких денег. Никаких денег. Денег. Никаких книг. Книг. Никаких ручек. Ручка is pen. Ручек. Ручек. What is going on here? Денег, книг, ручек. All of them are in the plural in the genitive. Because if we got никаких, we need to use plural. This is the first thing. Никаких meaning not at all, a lack of money, lack of books, lack of pens. So никаких ручек, никаких денег. It's quite useful word. You can learn it, and you can learn it with genitive now. So you can not only learn it, but learn it how to use a proper way. So learn this example. Никаких денег, никаких книг, никаких ручек. And you learn something very useful already during this lesson. And later on you will learn how to build genitive out of the nominative case. Because денег, the money, is деньги. Книги, книг, the nominative would be книга. Ручек, ручка. Ручка is pen. The next meaning is if we would express the date when something happened or something will happen, and for this we need to know the future tense and the past tense. So far we haven't learned it, but I'm assuming that many of you are coming also from the advanced levels of Russian language, because this will be part of the advanced lessons. Well, let's work on this. Something happened 5 апреля. 5 апреля. Апреля. 5th of April. 5 апреля. 5 is the ordinal number. 5 апреля, the 5th of April. 6 марта. 6 марта. Марта. The 6th of March. 6th of March. 9 ноября. 9 ноября. 9th of November. Basically, it was a big topic for us. We learned the ordinal numbers, but we couldn't really tell the dates. Now we know that we need to put the month, in this case, in genitive. So, 5th of April, 5 апреля, 6 марта, 6th of March, 9 ноября. And here, if you notice, we need to adjust also the number, the ordinal number, to the April. So there is a certain adjustment between two of the words. This is the complication of Russian language, and we will learn it later on. 5 апреля, 5th of April. 6 марта, 6th of March. 9 ноября, 9th of November. And I also want to connect it with the general logic, the logic I wanted to present to you based on two question words. Кого, чего. 5th of whom, or 5th of what. And they connected this with кого, чего. So, of whom? Of April. And we need to put April in genitive here. 6th of what? 6th of March. And we need to put March in the genitive. And 9th of what? Of November. So, кого апреля, кого марта. Actually, чего апреля, of what? Of what? Of March. Чего марта, чего ноября. So this is a kind of stretched understanding, stretched explanation, but let's take it as it is right now. Then, just for the sake of completeness, some verbs have to have only genitive. So, but only some verbs. So if you go through the verbs, and some of them will have follow up only the genitive, and the one of the examples would be to fear, or to be afraid of. Бояться. 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 Бояться is to fear, to be afraid of. So, я боюсь собак. I'm afraid of dogs. Я боюсь собак. Собак. I'm afraid of dogs. Of whom am I afraid of? Кого? Кого я боюсь? Кого? Собак. Of whom? Of dogs. So, собак, we need to put it in a genitive. The nominative form of dog would be собака. So-ba-ka, nominative. So, you see that we need to change собака to собак. Я боюсь, I'm afraid of dogs. Она боится собак. Она боится, боится собак. Собак. She is afraid of dogs. And мы боимся собак. Мы боимся собак. Собак. So this is one of the example verbs which require genitive to use. For you, if you can remember this and if you can make the logical connection, I'm afraid of whom or of what? Of dogs. She is afraid of whom? Of dogs. And we are afraid of dogs. Of whom? Кого? Of whom? Or of what? Чего? And this way you understand, okay, well, here I need to put genitive. At least within the Russian sentence, if you need to translate a certain text, you will understand if it comes word which would answer the questions of whom or of what, you got a genitive here.